DC here. Hi guys and gals. Well, I hope you're all well. Today is Wednesday. Yeah, hump day, the middle of the week. And we're actually right over if you're looking for wise, because it's evening. Mrs. DC's over there. She's reading books about her garden. How are you over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's reading books because she's made one of these, these gardens in a, let me see. Why can't I get that? It seems to be really rather dark, isn't it? Yeah, so it's making the garden in those wooden boxes. So kind of like, let me see if I can show it to you. I'm gonna kind of get up and go between the parasols. Can you see them over there? Yeah, so she's got these, elevated gardening, fancy gardening. We're looking forward to it because it's, really good earth. A lot of nice soil in there, so it should be good. Well, we hope anyway. See, I'm having a lot of problems with the lighting. Okay. Yeah, so what's up tonight? Well, like I said, we're relaxing. It's after work. Drinking my coffee. And it's one of these things. I was seeing all that was going on in the world lately, and a lot of with this cancel culture and everything. And I was talking to my son, second son of DC, over the weekend, because he's going to be 30 this year. Yeah, already 30. And he's preparing with a friend of his a birthday party, and the lady is also going to be 30. And I thought, like, what a great example, of people getting along. She's from Somalia. And, so it's going to be a really, really mixed bag over there of all people from all different countries. And a lot of people from countries, that were born, I was going to say their children were born over here in Switzerland. So a lot of them have actually never really lived in the country of their parents. So what do they call themselves? They call themselves Swiss. Yeah, it's kind of a funny thing. If I'm in America or talking with Americans, people say, "Oh, we're Hispanic," "Oh, we're African American." And it's very different over here. I mean, don't call an African over here an African American. It's happened a few times, and they'll say, "I'm not American. I'm African." And they very often they won't even say, "I'm African." They'll talk about their own country, or actually the Africans amongst themselves, they say, "Well, we're the blacks," and so on. And it's funny because my daughter-in-law, they're from Spain. They'll call themselves Spanish because part of the family are not Swiss, but they don't have this tendency of saying I'm Spanish Swiss. I'm Swiss, I'm Spanish, or what? I don't know. There's this whole thing, of this identity culture. Is a problem, with that. You are who you are, aren't you? I know. Some people are going to say, "Oh, it's much more complicated." Well, it is. And it isn't. It can be as complicated as you want to make it. And I know that I'm not living in America. I know that. But right now, don't get me wrong. We have our problems with racism here, like every other country. Yes, we do. But it is kind of interesting, though. Like I say, my children have been to school with people from I don't know how many countries. And they get along. They have their moments. They do. Oh yeah, they do definitely have their moments, all of them, between each other. And what's kind of funny is when you're with a bunch of foreigners together, and I say foreigners, over here they call them segundos. I know it's the expression that comes from the Spanish word, I suppose, but basically second generations. And people do like, to have a go at the Swiss. They do. Like there's all these stereotypes about the Swiss being very clean and so on, and very proper. And the Spanish and the Portuguese like to say is, yeah, the only reason that their houses are so clean is because we have cleaned them. And there's something at that. But have you ever noticed that you might have we have never actually had a cleaning person over here. You see, I'm already being careful. We've never actually had a cleaning person over here, but a lot of my friends do, and very often, but not always, it might be a lady from Spain or Portugal, for several reasons. One is that actually a lot of the cleaning companies here are, I mean the official cleaning companies are owned by Spanish or Portuguese people. Yeah, just saying, So there's this whole thing about stereotypes. We have a lot actually of ethnic background, different ethnic backgrounds in sports here, like everywhere, And when you have the news, they're not talking about the person from this country. They'll say the Swiss person. Sometimes we used to laugh. We used to say, well, it's the Swiss person as long as they're winning. But I think that the fact is that Switzerland is trying. I say trying because we don't have a great track record, but we're definitely trying to become a melting pot country. And by melting pot, I mean we will try and recognize our differences, recognize and appreciate and celebrate our differences. And at the same time, we're all Swiss. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the whole thing. Is that when I think of America as I used to know it, meaning the USA, we always used to talk about, a melting pot. Everybody was American. And now we're going the other way, aren't we? I mean, everybody tries to be something else. So there's all this cultural appropriation, supposedly, things, and where you end up with these photo ops, of, well, I know it's politics, but I mean, you had the photo ops of the people wearing these African scarves and so on. I know it was a reaction to another photo op, but we won't get into that completely. Yeah. So tell me, what do you think? Would you rather that there'd be a melting pot where people appreciate and celebrate their diversity? Or would you like that everybody says, I'm this, I'm that, and you're not me? And I don't know. It's complicated, isn't it? I mean, especially like I'm an old white guy, talking about these things right now. Yeah, anyway. Tell me what you think about it. So that'll be DC signing off. Take care, everybody. And I hope that you have a good week for what's left of it. Bye.